Why are you guys giving me partoufs? I could just make partoufs if I want them. You guys are so silly. Hang on, I gotta find the right overlay stuff here. There we go. Nailed it. All right, welcome back to the Go for StarCraft Monday Premium Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the semifinals. Spotting here in the top left corner of the map. He's Pink, he's Zerg from Vega Squadron. It's Radix Dana.
And in the upper sort of right.
Well, not anymore.
That's the red Sarah, and it is Acer's MMA.
I'm actually super nerdy about this because Innovation did this earlier today as well. So it was pretty cool. 2 in one day. Oh, Rivka's girly giggles. Because, again, it's one of those things where it's the longest time before people start doing it. I don't want to say, like, oh, Rivka came up with the idea, but I was, like, waiting for so long for people to start doing it. Now it's become, like, a more common thing. Very excited to see how he handles this. Strangely enough, though, one of the best counters to this seems to be making the double extractor drones and just going across the map ham with as many workers as you can.
Yeah. Solar was the one that did that against Supernova in the GSL, and the first time Supernova just kind of crushed it with better positioning, and then the second time, the most important time, Supernova lost. So I don't know. It seems to have a varied success rate.
I think a lot of it comes down to is, well, your micro mineral locking, all these subtle little things get influenced into it. But he's not gone for the drone pull. He has scouted this though. And for Dana, don't go hash rate first. Are you cereal? Are you for cereal?
Well,
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but
it's like, okay, so pretty much, guys, if you haven't seen this before, it goes into a 2-racks, a very powerful 2-racks, and one that you can even macro out of if you like fake it, quote unquote. But the thing about a 2-racks is that while, going for a 15 pool gives you those lings faster, the hatchery first gives you the creep faster, on the low ground.
Ah, that's a good point, yeah.
So you can actually start building a spine crawler. You can build the queen from that hatchery. And when you pull drones to try and take care of the bunker, they have a place that's closer to go back to mining in that case. So it's kind of forced into it.
Well, I mean, one of the things, too, is whether it's a gold-based 2-racks or 11-11, the thing is, one of the best ways to shut it down, usually with your drones, before anything gets built, before anything gets established. There was a long time when Nerdshio, one of my favorite things to watch for him, would do kind of something similar to what Donna's doing, where you just overextend a couple drones early. One on patrol on the top of the ramp was his kind of classic thing to do, but to make sure that you wouldn't get caught off guard by a 2-racks.
Yeah, and this is what Donna's doing. He's trying to catch the SCVs long before they put down the bunker. Also buy a couple of... Oh, wow. Okay, so he's pulling the SCVs with this. Sometimes with the gold base, they only bring like 3. They don't pull all the boys.
So to speak. But yeah, he's going to get one bunker down. Oh, if he can get that... If he could have gotten that third one down, that would have been really scary. And I guess that's where creep really comes into effect, because this is one of the maps you can do that on. But, oops, sorry. Popping off a death over here.
Creep barely just got the creep over to the bunker where that middle bunker would have been, and this is doing pretty well. Now he lost a lot of mining time, but he's taking care of the bunkers potentially because he has a few more SCVs that he can pull to make sure that they finish. But no, it goes for this round.
Marines. MMA's Marines gonna get slaughtered here.
That was a really good move. The bunker might finish, but like the chance of the Marines getting in there, and there's even a spine crawler finish. That was like a textbook defense.
That was an amazing holdout of Donna. Now, it's worth noting, guys, if you did catch the Go for StarCraft Cup, I want to say 2-3 months ago, MMA did a similar build to a player named Revolver. Except he was able to get siege tanks out, he was able to set up a contain much easier and much better. He knows how to play off of this. This isn't MMA's first rodeo, the first time he's ever done a gold base, but this was held so well by Donna, to the point where I've actually never seen anyone hold this particular attack so efficiently.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. Usually they try and pull the drones and they get slaughtered by the Marines. He danced really well with what he had, and he bought perfect amount of time to get everything he needed, including that spine crawler, which is not going to be useful for. Oh, okay, cool.
Just while we're waiting for the action to pick up, so I want to squeeze that in before we had to focus too much on the game. But Plague Bit, thank you so much for the sub, man.
Yeah, okay, so the spine crawler is going to help against the secondary attack, which can be powerful.
Well, the second spine car is going to make it even stronger. Marines just don't handle well versus spines. They'll be busy trying to run away from the Zerglings. The spine cars will just be the range that they need.
Yeah. So it's one of the traps of a 2-Rax is that you think you you think you defended it, but then they attack again with like 20 Marines as kind of a surprise, and you don't have anything to defend against it. Here, he's going to go for a contain. Now, we cast this guy a while ago. His name was Journey. In GSL, he did this 2-Rax on a gold base. He didn't even like commit as MMA did. He just saw that, you know, he was scouted. He figured that he wasn't going to be able to do anything with it. He just did a contain. He put bunkers on the low ground like we see here, and he played a macro game where he started to expand back into what would have been his main base had he not lifted off. It was pretty funny, but also effective.
I love this. MMA building this for high ground vision. Not go for a starport or a medevac. It's just going to lift the barracks up.
Well, really? Well, he already has 2 other...
No, that's what he did last time, too, when he did this revolver. So it gives the tanks the vision they need to shoot the spine crawlers, right, without investing in the starport. Innovation did a slightly different varied vision, build of this earlier. I also knew the player from Invictus Gaming almost broke out of it, quite frankly. He took down the front line, took down the tanks, but it was the follow-up later on and holding the gold base that really won Innovation that game today. Innovation, though, MMA, 2 different players, very similar builds, though. One of the big deviances or changes, though, is going to be this barracks.
Very interesting. This is pretty cool to see.
So, giving Plaguebit a little more attention here, send a donation, mention me or Riot with about 500 question marks following that. Thanks for the $10, dude. You are greatly appreciated, don't you worry.
So, a lot of bunkers, a couple of tanks. Donna did go for roaches and banelings.
Yeah, this spine car's gonna get wrecked. It's actually better that it didn't fully burrow, or else he would have had to unburrow it and wouldn't have gotten away from the tank in time.
Yeah. Well, there's no high ground vision over here. The Marines barely just can't reach that spine crawler. Yeah, I guess that's the case. Yeah.
Range too good. But the siege tank certainly can. And this barracks being the greatest overlord it can be. Of course, there's a lot more health than an overlord for 50 additional minerals.
Yeah, he really wants to get this bunker, but I think it was obvious that he was not going to get it, and he will lose. Whoa!
Kept it alive. Slick move. Speaking of slick moves, shout out to Go4Sc2. Thanks for the sub, man. Get the sub train going today, Zombie Club. Oh, but the Roaches and the Banelings gonna finally come out and make their move here. Unfortunately, the Roaches trap in the Banelings down with one small misclick. Allows the tanks to focus fire the Banelings, and now there's nothing to bust the bunkers. Oh,
that was not good.
No.
Yeah, I wonder if going for roaches was really the better idea. I thought initially, like, okay, roaches might be okay, but they don't have enough burst damage to take down the 3 bunkers and 2 tanks.
I wasn't lying about that sub-train, by the way. Sub-train, MMA's tanks, they go well together. We got the Cheesecake Man just subbed as well. Thank you so much.
Cheesecake.
All right. MMA is pushing into this pretty hard. The thing for Don is he's getting some Banelings out now. But I think it'll be after the hatchery dies he'll be able to actually break this. Although actually pushing a little bit forward. These tanks, the bunkers, there's no way to break this. The Banelings all die before they connect to anything. GG! MMA will take game number 1.